Welcome to the Precambrian Earth. So today we are going to talk about evolution of Earth. How were the things long time ago? So welcome. This is Teacher Dave. We are going to start. Okay, so remember, you have to read with me the information to check vocabulary and pronunciation. Let's start. Precambrian Earth. About 4.6 billion years ago, the Earth was a molten ball of lava where heavier elements like iron sunk to the middle of the Earth to create the dense inner core. Slowly the surface of the Earth cooled and hardened to form its crust, and thousands of volcanoes spewed out new gases which created our early atmosphere. There was no life during this time period, which is known as Precambrian Superion. Well, molten lava. Molten lava flows like thick molasses. As it cools, it hardens and turns black. Cooled lava is slightly cooler lava that has begun solidifying into rocks. Rock has a very low thermal conductivity. This means as the surface cools, the inside can stay hot for a long time. Volcanoes. The early Earth was a very volcanic place. Violent eruptions were everywhere. You wouldn't like to live in this time. And asteroids. Asteroids are constantly bombarding the Earth. Without a thick atmosphere to protect its surface, many asteroids would make their way through to the Earth and cause damage to the planet itself or its atmosphere. Well, welcome to the late Precambrian Earth. Late Precambrian Earth. The Precambrian Superion is the longest Superion in Earth history by far, spanning 4 billion years. This Superion starts at the first formation of the Earth up until the Cambrian explosion, when all sorts of exciting multicellular life sprung upon the Earth. Hardened crust. As the Earth cools, the lava-filled surface hardens to form a crust. Look at that. The Moon is formed during this time, possibly caused by a massive collision between an asteroid and Earth, which resulted in the ejection of a massive amount of rock into space. The early atmosphere is made of hydrogen sulfide, methane, and carbon dioxide. This mixture is not very suitable for life. As the Earth's crust solidifies, volcanic activity decreases. The Paleozoic era. The Paleozoic era, what follows the Precambrian Superion, is the Paleozoic era, which ran from about 542 million years ago to 251 million years ago. When all sorts of exciting life sprang upon the Earth, The 6 major continents developed during this time. However, they were not in the same places that they are today. What follows the Precambrian supereon is the Paleozoic era, which ran from about 500 million years ago, as I told you, but the plant life started. So, thanks to the abundance of water, plant life became widespread during the Paleozoic era. Water was now abundant. At that time, the ocean was as vast as it is today. Hard-shelled creatures evolved in the ocean and left behind fossil records of the era. Vascular trees were abundant, but were not as leafy as they are today. Vascular trees have special lignified tissues to carry water and nutrients throughout the plant. The late Paleozoic era. As plant life flourished during the Paleozoic era, the oxygen content of the atmosphere increased. Fossil records from this era show the incredible evolution of sea animals becoming more complex and slowly moving on to the continents to become land animals. Plant life became widespread during the years of the Paleozoic era. Bacteria hadn't evolved to break down plant life at this point, resulting in a huge accumulation of organic matter. Atmosphere. Oxygen was now abundant in the atmosphere thanks to photosynthesis by plants. Toward the end of the Paleozoic era, oxygen levels reached a historical high of 35% compared to today's 21%. Wow, that's too much oxygen! Plant life. Trees were abundant, but they were not as leafy as they are today. Much of the vegetation that existed during this time turned into coal, which we're using now as fuel. Jurassic Period. The Jurassic Period is one of the more well-known periods during the Mesozoic era. Jurassic Period spans 145 to 201 million years ago. Dinosaurs roamed the land during this period. Wow, what do we have in here? Interesting. Look at these guys. It's super cool. Alright. Tyrannosaurus rexes have massive skulls and strong, heavy tails. They are carnivores that feed on other animals. Volcano. Volcanic eruptions and other plate tectonic activities continue to change the geography of the Earth. Pterodactyl is a flying reptile and is a close relative to the dinosaurs. Imagine to live here, guys. Wouldn't it be amazing? Wow, look at this! How great is this one? I think this must be a baby T-Rex. Wow! Incredible. Late Jurassic Period. Careful with this one. The late Jurassic period came during the Mesozoic era. At that time, dinosaurs roamed the land until the Cretaceous Paleozoic extinction even 66 million years ago. This massive extinction event, commonly believed to be caused by a large meteor impact, changed the evolutionary course of the planet. The climate. During this period, the climate was warm and plants flourished. Herbivores tended to be larger because this allowed them to reach vegetation at the top of the trees. Look at this, guys. Wow. This is amazing. Instead of birds, we have pterodactyls. Well, we have reached the final part of our virtual tour, and we are going to see the geological timeline. The entire history of the Earth can be divided into 4 eons. These 4 eons are further divided into eras, which is further divided into periods. If we compress the history of Earth into a single day, complex life has only existed for last 3 hours, with humans only being around for the last second. Can you imagine that, guys? Well, let's start with the Precambrian supereon, which is composed of multiple eons, spans 90% of the Earth's history. However, no life was present during most of this time, and the Earth was an inhospitable place. Paleozoic era. The Paleozoic era, plant life, including vascular trees, emerged. We have really interesting facts about this era. The Mesozoic era, more complex life emerged, including dinosaurs. And then we have Cenozoic era, life after the KT extinction event, the mass extinction of dinosaurs. Sad but true. I hope you enjoyed this virtual tour. I will give you another one very soon. Have a very nice day and goodbye.